Hello everyone, and today we're going to be doing a commentary track for The Return of Pete, the third episode of Cyberspace Investigations, and the second episode in the Rise of Channel 53 story arc. So this video was the third one, and so because of that, there are still quite a few little inconsistencies with the rest of the larger series going forward. Specifically, the fact that this is the episode I actually created the Channel 53 name in. That was because before this, I was just going to call it BGA TV, but I finally decided to actually call it something. Now, the main inspiration for this video, as you can see in the backdrop there, was No Pete, a video I made probably exactly a year before this came out, on Halloween the year before. And, I guess I just wanted to continue it because there were two Pete videos, right? There was there was No Pete and In Memory of Pete, and they were both 50-second long little clips, and I wanted to give some kind of trilogy closure, and I think I did a pretty good job. Now this is my attic, and as a storeroom for a large company, I thought this would work the best, but it looked like an attic, okay? It looked like an attic because it was an attic, and I wanted to give the episode a little continuity with the rest of the videos up to that point, of which there were two, and only one of them mattered. The other one was a Genshin video, but I just wanted to say, okay, here's your little reference back to the disc, right? So then I'm trying to do some sort of weird PTSD storyline here, which kind of works, but also doesn't because I made it way too obvious. I specifically remember saying, I can feel the slip happening. It didn't really work for me in hindsight, but I did want to increase the length of the video, so we did end up going through a nice little montage sequence of me looking through, horribly, by the way, for Pete. And yeah, you could probably tell a skeleton of Pete's stature, which this is actually the first time you get a 2-scale representation of how big Pete actually is, because this is the third video he's appeared in so far. One of them, actually no, this is the second. He wasn't in Memory of Pete. I used Legos for that one because I was stupid and wanted to make a video on a whim. But Pete is actually about, the top of Pete's head, or the skeleton's head, is about at my nose, or at least my nose in that video, which I think it's been long enough. I've probably grown half an inch or so. So that's, it's just kind of to reference, ooh, computer, nice. It's more to reference the very, Pete is just pretty large, actually. He's actually a normal-sized human being, but he's a plastic skeleton, so it's impressive. And then we get the dramatic shot. This was the start of the dramatic camera work my mom would do on some of these videos. And now we get to the I feel the slip happening scene. As I stated before, I don't like this one too much. Just kind of doesn't feel all too right to me. It takes a lot out of the of the actual story, because you could tell it was more for a joke at that point, which, oh yes, Channel 53 presents Dead Bodies, and the iconic intro scene, the sledgehammer, are dead bodies real? Let's find out. I never did find out, or I never gave a clear-cut answer. I might bring that gag back one day. But now, we actually get to this. So this scene actually had about 4 retakes, right? And there were a lot of little dents in the ground from where I had slammed the sledgehammer into the ground right about there. It caused some trouble for me when mowing the lawn later on the line, and Buster just comes running down. And there's Lila, the first appearance she's made, and yes, I did just decapitate Pete Jr., who followed in the footsteps of his father back in No Pete and... I'm not going to say the word because that would be... But yeah. So then I'm actually, really out of character for the Pete storyline, but totally in character for Cyberspace Investigations as a whole. And then Lila is just noping out of there. And you can also see Pete in the background because I didn't have a good place to hide him where he wouldn't get in the camera's way and I could do what I wanted. So I made a little dent in the tree down there and then go pick up Pete like I unburied him, which, yeah, no, I didn't. So, now we got Pete, and you can get an accurate representation. Wow, that's actually a little bit taller than I remember. It's been a while since I've looked at the skeleton. He's been up in the attic for most of the time since Return of Pete. Since, of course, I made this on Halloween, got the skeleton out, had to put it back since, after Halloween at this point. Well, actually, I made this a few weeks before Halloween, or at least a few days. It had to be a few days. And there's Lila watching from a distance once more. And now we get to a part I forgot to cut out, where I literally turn around and say, okay, stop it. And now we get to the scene. I was originally gonna film this indoors, but I just decided, since Buster was already outside, because Buster loves playing with the skeleton, and so I just decided, oh, what if we make that Pete's favorite thing to do too? Except Pete is literally an inanimate object, and we don't get to actually see that. So this is... And then I believe I used Slider from Mario 64 here. That was around the time I got since my birthday is in October, I got Super Mario 3D All-Stars, and so I used that. And now we actually get to the point where I tried to start a little mini story arc. Which didn't work out, because I was originally going to do a Mario Galaxy review, but never did, and that was supposed to end it. But I realized that I wanted to do other types of videos, and I couldn't with how the settlement worked out. So basically, the premise was, we got rich. The disc, the Lord Douthamore section actually worked, and we made bank off of stupid people watching that, because I was right. People watch the History Channel, they'll watch Lord Douthamore, which canonically is something that I made in the past. By the way, if you didn't catch that joke at the end of the disc, now you have. And so basically, now we go to the casino section, which establishes, well, it was a joke in the disc as well, that I had a chronic gambling addiction, but now we actually get to see how the chronic gambling addiction plays out, and it does not go well. I lose my job and my house, my mom disowns me, everything possible goes wrong. And, well, that's kind of it, honestly. I mean, it continues for a little bit longer, we get the dialogue, there's me getting called, and then, I'm supposed to be drunk, but I can't say that I'm actually drunk, because that would kind of be bad if a underage person just decided to say they're drunk in a thing, well, now I got that. And then we go, cutting here. So that's my house. Well, not my house, but the house I live in. And also, the stuff going on there. And that's supposed to be the Channel 53 building, by the way, just so you know. Yeah, that's the disc. Not the disc. Look, guys, it's been a tough week for me, okay? It's not been a tough week, but I don't know. I think it was, it is just interesting to know, to look back on this. And I know it hasn't been that long. I mean, I seriously, I made the disc commentary about a week after I made the disc, or just a few weeks. Because I couldn't get there in time to make, like, the Ghost of Tsushima video. So I did this, and so now we're here, and yeah, this video was the true start of everything going wrong, leading up to a special that has yet to happen because of unforeseen circumstances that I will not name, and great, nice little things happening that I also will not name, but you guys will just have to look forward to that. But yeah, that's the commentary for The Return of Pete. I'll see you guys in the next one.